All right, y'all. This is what it looks like after today. Top dressed, 3, 4, 5 inches some places probably. Wouldn't normally do this much, but since this is the first time around, that's why I'm doing that. And then till it in for this amount, looking at 6 to 8 inch depth for till in. It's gonna be great. And then this is gonna sit here for a couple months. I'll start planting in January, onions and so forth. And it's just gonna start breaking up the soil and amending it heavily. It's gonna be great. So anyway, I've got to put on the lime in the morning, spread that out evenly before tilling, till it in, let it sit. Then I have this much left over, the whole truck bed, which is quite a bit. And then we're just gonna put that right here on the ground for now, and then I'll have it as a resource for planting fruit trees, blueberries, all that type of thing over here. I'm gonna bring some I've got some railroad ties. It was a raised bed garden over at the main house. Gonna bring those over here actually, and make a little strawberry garden here, so I'll use some of it in there. And then obviously different places I'll plant all in here, different things. So the compost is going to be an excellent resource. I'm glad we had plenty left over here. This is what I trimmed out and worked on so much last week. This was it was solid brush. Hauled it to the brush pile. Saved some of the logs, the pine trees that I dropped, and I'll chop those up for more, cut those down for firewood and start stacking those. Might start working on that in the morning depending on how it goes, but I have a painting to do tomorrow, so I don't know what my time's gonna look like. And then over here, these are cedars that I've saved. The larger ones, they're 10 foot. I'm going to use at least 3 of those for the front of the porch, and I'll leave the bark on there for that rustic look or whatever. And then I'm collecting the smaller ones. I'll use those as posts in the garden because I've got to put deer fencing up and around. So those will be all the way around as posts. I've got a really cool iron gate that was I think I've mentioned before, I pulled out of a different property. It's like a handmade big heavy iron gate, and I'll use that for the gate for the garden. I've got to paint it. That'll be a different video. Same with putting the all the posts in for it or whatever, but pretty cool. I'm excited. But this is got in here last week and mowed all this down where I had cleared with the brush hog, and it's looking like a killer little spot now. I love it. I'm excited about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. Another video maybe in a week or so. That's my plan. Maybe one a week. Thanks for watching.